I don't even know this girl.
Well, she knows you. There's a picture of a kid here.
What the? Jake, this is not my kid.
Well, you look like you.
I swear to God, I don't know this girl.
Okay.
Her name's Heather Lee Jennings.
Heather Lee Jennings. I don't know nobody by that country-ass name.
Finally got an address for you.
Who are you?
I'm Heather, and this is your son.
All right, Sistas fans. Now, a common question, or I guess you could say a piece of evidence that fans suspect to be the reason that there's no way in heck this little man could be Zach's son. Zach doesn't even recognize Heather Lee Jennings. There are a few rebuttals to this, and I'll make this simple and plain, right to the point. Number one, as Zatima pointed out, Zach, back in the day, you were kind of a man whore. You know, you're just plowing whoever you can get into. And with his in and out of jail history, it's quite possible that in order to celebrate newfound freedom, Zach just went to strip clubs or something, or he just simply hooked up with whoever he could just to, you know, do it. Not to mention, during the on again, off again if little man is like what, a 3-year-old son, then this was definitely prior to Karen. But you know, of course, we know that both parties of that relationship would step out on each other when things weren't going good. So yeah, prior to Karen, because remember what, he got out and then he got with Karen. So yeah, Zach has a troubled history. It's quite possible that Heather was just one of many women he had been with. Now, if it turns out Heather does work at a strip club, I'm just throwing that out there because we don't know for sure, but it's possible. I'm pretty sure strippers don't use their real names, so he wouldn't know who Heather is. Not to mention, maybe her body structure looks different now compared to when she did not have Zach's child. So that's another possibility. Also, even though this character is not made to exist yet, he will appear in Zatima. Zach has a brother named Jeremiah who will appear in about 3 episodes. Maybe it's his child, and this is Zach's nephew. Let's say if Jeremiah and Zach were hanging out, you know, Zach, you know, again, just got out of jail, he's celebrating. Maybe Heather met Zach and the brother at the same time, hooked up with one or both of them, and then just assumes he's the father. That's a possibility. But I'm hoping that in the next episode, August the 3rd, Heather explains her backstory and how she knows who Zach is, because again, Zach has no idea who the hell she is. Now, another thing to mention, you know, going on about the whole stripper thing, or maybe a club or something, this kind of mirrors the very ending of The Haves and the Have-Nots, where out of nowhere, Tyler decides to make Benny a daddy by having him, I forgot the girl's name. It's been so long, but I know it's been a year, and I haven't really thought about it because it was just such an ass pull of a story beat. This girl was celebrating her friend's bachelorette party or something, and they were at a club. Her and Benny had drunk sex in a bathroom stall, and that's how she got knocked up, and she eventually found out who, you know, Benny was and, you know, where he was located, and, you know, she was open to a DNA test, which is something that Fatima or I hope Zach brings up in the next episode, because let me put it this way. Regardless as to whether or not you think this is Zach's son, I don't like the idea of this woman just randomly popping up in the middle of the night at a person's house who you don't know, with other women out there bickering. I think that was really reckless because you don't know the situation. Seriously, Karen, you know, you don't know what she had. If she had something in her purse, and, you know, Fatima probably grabbed a strap on her way down from the balcony to downstairs. So I think that was incredibly dangerous of Heather to do that, because like I said, you don't know. Sure, this is a nice neighborhood, but that don't mean nothing. I think that she should not have, just barged her way into the situation without first knowing what's going on. But then again, she had him arrested, so, well, that's something that her and Karen could probably bond over. Oh, you had him arrested too for what? Credit card fraud, girl. Turned out he was innocent. Back child support, but guess what? He ain't innocent on that. So, yeah, I know it's just one of those things where people are trying to figure out why he wouldn't recognize her, but Tyler could could justify it. Like I said, even though I don't like the randomness of Benny being a father, the story beat of him being so drunk and her being so drunk that he has no idea who she was, it makes sense, especially if it was just a one-night stand. So remember Officer Rhea from season 1, aka Raquel Bailey, who plays Blue on All the Queen's Men? Similar situation. A one and done from back in the day with Zach. And he had to think back to who she was and then realize, oh shit, there could be another moment like that in this episode. But like I said before, I really hope a DNA test is made instead of trying to pin yet another baby on Zach. And I wonder how Karen's going to deal with this, because of the fact that, oh yeah, you're talking about babies, but turns out you might not be the only one. Now, with that being said, those are my brief explanations as to why Zach might be unable to recognize Heather and, you know, who she was to him back in the day, allegedly. So, with that being said, yeah, I think it's complete bullcrap that these women are coming out of the woodworks now that Zach has money, because it doesn't seem like Zach was a hard person to find. I mean, was the stock win the reason he was, you know, pinned? I mean, with his jail record, I'm pretty sure the courts could have been able to find him in a heartbeat because of his parole officer. But no, out of nowhere, here's a 3-year-old son. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think this is all a setup? Some people are saying it was Hayden or somebody else. Do you think this is indeed Zach's child? We'll just have to wait and find out. But regardless, that's all I have for you. So like and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And I'll catch you in the next one.